says, "Hi Jake, why is it that XRP needs all these catalysts to make 3 digits when Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, and others didn't?" So Bitcoin has a much more limited supply than XRP, and has and always will, because it's only 21 billion or 21 million that'll ever be available. So that's why Bitcoin, again, supply and demand dynamics. Sol both have smart contract capability, whereas XRP doesn't. We might end up getting hooks migrated to the mainnet where it has lightweight smart contracts like XLM. XLM, you also haven't seen a huge price rise in that, even though they've implemented Sorband smart contracts. There's been a bunch of other things that have tied up those tokens that limit the supply. And now we have that same dynamic playing out for XRP with the spot ETFs that have launched. You've got, collateral or capital that's being held for the commodities trading. You got other derivatives that are being launched on XRP. You got stable coins and other things on the XRPL that are causing more volume in transactions. Anytime you see more volume in transactions on a network, you're going to get price appreciation of the underlying asset. And so, Solana and Ethereum, because of the smart contract capability they had on those networks, NFTs were huge on those networks. We really didn't get a whole lot of volume for NFTs on the XRPL and adoption here. And then you've also seen a bunch of other smart contracts developed in Python and Solidity and on Solana that have real world, some real world application. The lending protocols also have, tied up a bunch of the supply. We have XLS 66, which will be borrow lend native on the XRPL, which I think will also, cause XRP to be locked up and less be available, and less supply and more demand means higher price. So those 3 in particular that you mentioned there, they've already had situations where the supply was limited and there was a significant amount of demand for the asset. And that's what caused the appreciation of those tokens and the liquidity to move into those ecosystems. And we're right here on the forefront of that for XRP. So hopefully, that's why we need all these catalysts and we need the adoption of the network so that we get the volume and then the price appreciation.